Hi everyone, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. Well, today we have another micro-branding. In fact, this is a prototype of a new watch that will be coming to Kickstarter by a company called Mitch Mason. So there's the double M here. Let's just start by admiring this watch roll. Now, for regular viewers of the show, you'll know that I am not one for the boxes and things like that these micro brands come in. I much prefer a watch roll, and this has got to be one of the best that I've seen. Straight off, it's got the really cool look of, imagine like James Bond getting tortured or something, and then the guy comes in and unrolls his leather knife roll. It just reminded me of that straight away. But what it is just an extremely functional watch roll to come with a watch. It's got a zip compartment here, so you could keep an extra strap in there, your spring bar tools or whatever. And then you've got in here the watch, but 3 extra compartments, so you could put 3 extra watches in there. A very nice waxed leather here. I'm a big fan of this watch roll. I've probably gone on about it too much now, but I think he's done an excellent job of this. So here's the watch. It's by a company called Mitch Mason. So this is a new micro brand, and this particular watch is called the Chronicle. The inspiration here is from field watches of World War II. You can probably guess that from the case design. Unlike a lot of micro brands, the case is not an off-the-shelf case. It's exceptionally well finished. These areas of high polishing and then the brushing. Before I start here, I just apologise for the reflection. It's an extremely reflective watch. It has 1 layer of AR coat in front and back. This is something that is going to change with the production model. There's other things as well that will change, and I'll list those towards the end. The watch has a 200 meter water resistance. Now, it is smaller at 36.5 millimeters, which seems small. But before we dive into the review, I just wanted to show this watch in comparison to some other watches, because if you're just thinking 36.5 millimeters seems very small, let's just look at it in comparison. The case is a lot larger than the proportions would suggest. For a start, it has a 43.5 millimeter from lug to lug. So let's put the Mitch Mason in the center here, and let's look at some other watches. So we have a ladies Omega there at 28 millimeters. We have a ladies Rolex here at 26 millimeters. So already it's looking significantly bigger than these two. Then we have a 36 millimeter CWC watch. Now, if you see it has a lot more presence than this 36 millimeter watch. Now, this was a standard military issue watch for a very long time, this CWC watch. And then let's show it in comparison to one of my favorite beta watches, and this is my 38 millimeters. I have it measured at, but I think Citizen may call this a 40. But as you can see, there's not that much visual difference between the two. We'll be doing a wrist shot later. I know this isn't very scientific, but I just wanted to give you that visual if you're thinking, wow, 36.5 millimeters is too small for me. If you look at it against the standard other field watches, so the CWC watch that we've looked at, you see there's not much difference. The dial, I would say, is one of my favourite elements of this watch. It is available in other colours, some that are more in keeping with the field watch aesthetic, but I really like this blue. Has this really nice brushing to it. We can just sort of see that shimmering in the light there. And to me, this represents probably their most unique design. The dial is a sandwich dial, so the 3, 6, 9 and 12 numerals are a sandwich element, so it's a double layered dial. And the other numerals, if you notice, have, or the other indices I should say, have 2 characters to them. So instead of it being 1 o'clock, you've got 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 7, 0, 8, 10 and 11. Ben at Mitch Mason says that this is for overall dial symmetry. So I get that. I'm sure this look is going to polarize opinion, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. The dial itself has a really nice, very legible look to it, and I would say one of the most distinctive things about the dial has to be the hands. Now, these are designed around a knot of twine, Ben says. This is the most unique explanation I have ever heard around the inspiration for a handset. To me, it clearly looks like a fountain pen, especially when the hour and minute hand are aligned. These hands are the star of the show here, totally unique, and clearly a lot of thought has gone into the design. Like the printing on the dial, I'm sure these hands are going to divide opinion, and I would argue that's probably a good thing. The hands complete the design. If you love them, the rest of the dial really complements them. The very clear sapphire with AR coating really enhances what is a good looking dial and handset. The Loom is there, a generous application. If you love your Loom, this may be the best field watch Loom combination I've ever seen. It has a slight yellow cream Fotina look, but nowhere near the extent of Omega, for example. Let's just have a look at that case. It has a real nice weight to it, nice brushing and highly polished areas. On the back, we have this faux crest, I would say, on the back. This is a completely unique design and certainly in keeping with the watch. The engraving is deep and very refined. I like this a lot, the back of the watch. We have stainless steel on here and Chronicle the name. Now this watch, this particular watch, this prototype features a Solitaire movement, but the production one will feature a Miyota 9039. And they picked this because it's a good quality, reliable, and also it's an economic movement, particularly for a Microbrand. Regular viewers know that I really love the date on a watch. That's just me. And maybe the symmetry of the dial would be thrown off here with the date, if I'm being completely honest. Also, for people that are a bit particular about not having a date, this watch does not have or won't have a phantom date wheel hiding under the dial. Let's just take a closer look at this leather strap. The original designer, Ben, spent apparently over a year designing this leather strap. And I think, again, very high quality, a lot more higher quality than you'd see on much more expensive watches, certainly from some of the main brands. This has the beautiful feel of a handmade leather strap. We can see the embossing on the keeper here, and in keeping with the dial, it almost has a sunburst effect itself, enhanced by this stitching here. Again, you can't help but be impressed when you see this watch about the level of quality that's been applied to the overall finishing of the case. Now, we briefly discussed the measurements before, but let's just list them out here. So we have a 36.5mm case, a lug-to-lug of 43.5. We have a 20mm lug width, so plenty of opportunity to put this on a NATO strap, on a rubber strap if you really wanted to take it swimming, which you certainly would be able to do with its 200-meter water resistance. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk through a couple of the changes that will happen. This is not live yet on Kickstarter. This is a preview of this watch. As soon as the Kickstarter goes live, I will upload the link to the description of this video. So this prototype has the Solitaire SW200. The movement in the Kickstarter one will be the 9039 Miyota. The water resistant will be 200 meters. This one is 100 meters, but there'll be no change in overall thickness. They're going to reduce the number of ridges and increase the engraving depth for an improved grip on the crown. The finishing and tolerance will be significantly improved over the prototype, but the case is already, it has a lovely weight to it, and they've done an excellent job of the brushing and the polished areas on here. I'm not sure how they would improve that, but good on them to try and do that. And then the second hand here, it is going to be shortened. If you're noticing that it goes all the way to the edge of the dial, it will be shortened down to make it more in keeping with the minute track around the outside. And then they're going to add an additional 4 layers of AR coating to it. So here's my quick preview look at the Mitch Mason watch. It's very well executed Microbrand, and to be perfectly honest, it's not particularly to my taste. And I think it will certainly divide opinion here, but if you like the design, the quality is definitely there. The attention to detail on the hands, the attention to detail on the dial, the incredible loom shot that we saw before, the finishing of the case and the leather band. If you like the look of this watch, you are not going to be disappointed with how this watch has been executed. Here we have the watch on my 7.2 inch wrist. So my wrist is about average size. And as you can see here, it doesn't look small at all. It's almost spanning the width of my wrist. A very comfortable wear. It has a nice weighty feel to it. It also looks like an expensive watch, I think. I can think of some brands that are far more expensive than this that don't have the same wrist presence or look to them. Now, as always, it's not important what I think, it's important what you guys think. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this watch. Do you like it? Do you like the execution of this? Is it one you're going to keep your eye on in the Kickstarter? Let me know in the comments section down below. As always, I really appreciate you watching. If this is your first time you're watching one of my videos, I'd love it if you hit that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And of course, we would love to have you as subscribers of our Casual Watch Talk podcast. And also head over to the Casual Watch Talk private Facebook group. We've got a great number of members on there sharing their watch collections, sharing advice for other members, so head on over there. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks guys, bye.